It's been a little while since we've done a triple header here in Park to Prem, but if there ever was a day for a triple header, today is very much the day. We are taking on 2 of the 4 teams below us in the table. Both those games are at home. We also have an away game against Hull, so we're going to be heading to the MKM Stadium up in Humberside for that one. And well, if we just have a quick look at the Championship League table, it's very, very close at the bottom. We've only played 2 games since you were last here. We didn't win either of them. And well, the lone point leaves us in a predicament where on 23 points, I don't really feel safe. I'm nervous for today's episode. Shall we get into things? Yes, folks, how is it going? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to episode number 68 of Park to Prem. And well, as you've already heard, it's a triple header today. 2 matches played since you were last here. We're not going to dilly-dally around. We're going to get straight into the meat and potatoes. But we probably should talk about these games. The first, against the team we're going to be playing later on today at home against Hull FC. And well, we just weren't very good in this one. We were second best throughout. They scored a goal early on. They got another one. And when you're 2 goals down, you very rarely come back. When Williams grabbed a goal in the 33rd minute, I started to dream. I started to believe. Those dreams very quickly faded away. This was a game that Hull controlled for large spells. 2 shots on target. Not good enough. There was one other game that we played, and to make up for the lack of goals last episode, we'll look at all the goals in this game. It finished 3-3. Yeah, Bristol City scored a free kick. They then scored from the penalty spot, and then we had a sending off. And well, at 2-0 down a man, you fear the worst. But Tejera scored from the penalty spot, and not long later, we got a little equaliser. The header won, Burstow coming back from injury, bursting through the defence, made it 2-2. I'm thinking this is the best thing ever. 10 men down. Well, 1 man down. We were down to 10 men. If we had 10 men down, the game gets forfeited. And we'd come back. Unfortunately, they scored that goal there. My heart sank. I threw on Brandon Charles as a shadow striker for the last 10 minutes. And then, well, he set up his partner in crime in Williams, who bursted through the middle, much like we'd seen already by Burstow. And with that goal there, it finished 3-3. And after this game, I got a yoghurt and I had to have a lie down. It was quite an intense game, but to draw a game 3-3 where you have a sending off in the 51st minute, that felt pretty good. I can't stress this enough, really. The first 2 matches today really, really do matter. Against the 2 teams promoted with us from League One, if we win them, I genuinely think we are safe. And obviously that's saying it prematurely, but I think it would give us a little bit of momentum. It would build up a cushion on 2 of the teams behind us. On the flip side, if Derby win here, they could finish the episode higher than us, and that really would be a worst-case scenario. Now, when it comes to the team for this game, it might look a little bit different in some areas. You might be a little bit surprised. First and foremost, Thomas is back in the starting 11 because Beckford got suspended for that red card that you've just seen. He is a dingus. I hate Wayne Beckford, and that's not true. I love him. I hate the fact he's got a release clause. I hate the fact I can't trust him. And you might have spotted an unusual player on the bench. Abu Kamara's recent form has been a little bit hit and miss, and to be honest, I've been very, very impressed by Burstow and Williams, mostly in that most recent game. It's rare that we score 3 goals, and with that still lingering in the back of my mind, I am in fact giving them the nod today. That said, fixture schedule is going to start getting rather hectic around Christmas, so rotation is needed. Maybe this is just a little bit of an early test of our team and how we might be able to reconfigure things in the final third. The dream scenario here is we win all 3 games today and I can just come back maybe in January for some panic transfers, although I'd like to think if we win the games today, the panic transfers won't be necessary. Look, there's a lot of football to be played. Instead of wondering about the hypotheticals, let's see what does actually happen, because this game is underway and inside 5 minutes, we've had 1 highlight, which is matching now the Blackpool game. And well, Burstow probably should have scored there. I feel like after last episode, I owe you guys the triple header. Hopefully the players are aware that we do need more action in front of goal today. Okay, we've hit 2 highlights, everyone. Get the party poppers out, have a celebration, because we've exceeded the most recent game that we did live. I was kind of hoping that would be the case. It'd be a little bit concerning if every game from now to the end of the season that was in a live commentary would be 0-0. I know not everyone loves this pragmatic defensive approach. Some of you miss the goals of old. What I will say is we do play some rather pretty football, and some of it's on display here. Jay Haddo at right wing back, going down the byline, whipping it in. Davis is in there. Few different options, couldn't pick one out, but he might get a second chance here. Coming into the box, Davis again, Burstow, And I'll tell you what, he's justified his inclusion in the team. It's his third goal of the season. Derby didn't deal with the initial ball in. I actually thought here Davies might just shoot into traffic, but really intelligent play by the centre attacking mid. Turned around, picked out his man, and I mean, it was as simpler a finish as you're going to see. As far as starts go, that has settled the nerves a little bit. I was panicking going into today. I feel moderately relaxed. Half time here. 1-0. We've had 58% of the ball. We've dominated possession. There was a flurry of highlights early on, and then we took the lead and realised this isn't how we play. We're not meant to attack. And since then, not a great deal. I am going to tell the players I'm far from pleased here. They're all motivated by it, so it's fine. I feel like in Football Manager, if you praise the players in this situation here, they just blow it in the second half. This is a massive game for us, and a second goal would certainly ease my nerves. Donald over the corner. Can he make something happen? He's whipping it in. It's headed away by Hammond. But I'll tell you what, Williams is going to keep it in a dangerous area. Donald, Aboubakari, the centre mid's linking up. I think Aboubakari might have shot there, and I'm not very happy about it. I mean, we've got the ball in a dangerous area. Maybe this pressure is building. Maybe it's going to lead to something, because Jay Haddo is going to give it to Williams. Now with Davies, plays it to Burstow. Already got one goal. He's got another, but the flag's raised. Do not celebrate. Okay, we have got to be wary here. As much as I've liked our defensive performances over the last few live comms, we do concede goals occasionally. In fact, we've conceded 5 goals in the last 2. So a second goal would make me relax a little bit. We're certainly not impenetrable at the back, at least for the better teams in this league. And well, there might be a chance for that second goal here, because Williams is in behind, squaring it, and Brian Davis is there. It's his first goal in Guernsey colours. It's taken a while for the Man City loanee to get it, but he's popped up in a really dangerous area there, and that was such a good goal. It was such a good move. Williams moving into the channel, lays it back to Haddo. Williams then just gets in behind, makes a great run behind the left back, squares it in, intelligent pass, and the finish at the end of it, a little bit tasty. I mean, 2 goals up should be relaxing, but after last match and the 3-3, I can't relax with this. I need a third goal, and even then, I might not relax. There's still so much time left in this game. 30 minutes. Thomas, not in a rush to make anything happen. Going to lay it off to Tejera here. It doesn't look like Derby want to press, does it? They are sat back, away from home, trying to defend, and at 2 goals down, you'd hope they'd be a bit more aggressive. They're not really going for it. And well, we find ourselves in possession again. The direct play I don't think is really going to work for them against our defence. We have some very, very good defenders in the air. And we're also not too bad when the ball's at our feet. As we're seeing here, look at this build-up play. McKenzie at left back, looking to bring it forward here. A couple of options inside, including their right back, who he picks out expertly. But Davis, having already got 1 goal, is not satisfied. He's won the ball. He's stuck it in the bottom corner. He's doubled his tally for the season. It's 3-0 after an hour. Maybe I should just live comm every game for the rest of the season. We definitely play better when the camera's on us. I mean, after all the seasons we had of awful starts to the season, this year we won our first game of the season, and it feels like, with the odd hiccup here and there, we play pretty blooming well when you lot are around. I say that, and then they have a highlight. Well, I say they have a highlight. It's a goal kick for us, which does always fill me with a little bit of dread, but it does look like Derby really are committing men to the attack. I suppose at some point I should think about making subs, but I'm enjoying watching this too much. It's 4-0. It's very fortunate how that's deflected, but Burstow has scored. It's his second of the game. It would be his third if he hadn't been offside. And, I mean, what do you say here? We have absolutely humiliated them. Down this right-hand side, Jay Haddo has caused them all kinds of issues. On this occasion, Williams attempted to square it. It pinged up into the air, but Burstow has some good heading, has some good jumping reach, and he has made them pay. I will say, their goalkeeper is on a 5.9 rating. Okay, I am going to make some changes here. Abu Kamara, I've made him sit out, and I have no way I can justify bringing him in. We'll bring in Hassana for McKenzie, I think. Aboubakari can come off for Pani. Pani has been unhappy about his lack of first-team football, but he is going to get a chance here. I mean, like I said, I don't really want to change things too much, but I guess we'll bring in Jay McGrath for a rare appearance, but I think a triple change is all that's really needed. I mean, I'm sat here thinking, we want 5. This could really do our goal difference some good, and it is going to do our goal difference some good, because Jay Haddo's now got on the score sheet. That might be his first goal. In fact, no, it's his second goal in Guernsey colours, I'm pretty sure. It's his first of the season. It was a throw-in from, well, the left-back in Hassana, and the ball was whipped across by Donald. Great ball in off the crossbar as well. Bonus style points for that. I'll tell you what, I'm glad we're doing this match in an episode. Honestly, don't want this game to end. Can we play Derby every week? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? I mean, it's 5-0 here. They can get a consolation if they want. Have your consolation. Saves me some money paying some clean sheet bonuses, although I wouldn't be adverse to a 6th goal. And, well, with us in possession, why not back us to get it? Pani, fresh off the bench, picking out Williams, who's been a constant thorn in their side. Love to see our three kind of attacking players on such great ratings in this game. They have been absolutely sensational. Derby haven't been able to contain them. From our point of view, there's not been a lot to deal with defensively, although there might be something here. I'll tell you what, if Sibley scored that, it might have been the best goal of the game. 2 minutes of added time. They're not coming back from this. I mean, it's 5-0 with 2 minutes. Naturally, you know that. It's finished 5-0 here. I mean, we took all the chances that came our way. Brian Davis was sensational, but a great attacking display by the entire team. Oh, I just have to hope that we can use this game to carry a bit of momentum into the MK Dons game. That game is 8 days away, if I'm not mistaken. Just in a little bit of other news, I suppose, Blaine Goller, remember this man, didn't get any games in the Vanarama National League with Scunthorpe last year, and I opted to loan him to Wigan. This man has 10 goals in 21 games for Wigan this year, which is absolutely ridiculous, because I don't think he's a League One quality player, but he has improved already a lot playing for them. Kind of makes me regret the loan spell he had last year where he wasn't getting any time in the National League. But yeah, in League One for Wigan, he is really, really shining. He is the kind of player that if we did find ourselves going down, could find himself in first team contention next year. Like I already said, game number 2 today is against MK Dons. They're bottom of the league. We've just won 5-0. This should be an easy game. Come back in 8 days' time or 2 seconds. We'll find out together. Can we make it another win in a row? So everyone else has played in the league, but we're back to play MK Dons. Always annoying when you ground share, and both ourselves and obviously in this case Torquay have home games on the same weekend because it's not our ground. We have to play a day later, which sometimes isn't that bad. At a point in the season like this, it does mean that the next run of games are all just that extra day closer together, which can actually be a bit of a pain in the butt. Just looking at the league table here, we're up to 17th place as things stand. Derby County have dropped into the drop zone. Watford, who are maybe a little bit of a surprise to see struggling so much, are on a bit of a recovery mission. Somewhat wary of them. Perhaps interesting to note, Salford City now below us. Remember when we played them earlier in the year and they were 8th? Yeah, they've been on a really, really rough run of form. As for MK Dons, they've won 2 games in 22. A win here would take us to 29 points at the halfway point in the season. Given the aim for the season was 50 points, that would be a really good spot to be in. Now, we have got an upcoming run of games which are very, very jam-packed, and there is a temptation maybe to rotate things for this game to then have the best possible 11 for those upcoming games. But to be honest, I think I'm better off using maybe the game against Hull or maybe the game that follows that one as a chance to rotate the team. And for a game like this that we desperately need to win, just going all out. I loved Burstow and Williams as a front two last game, something that we've not really had a chance to see this year just due to injuries. And I think actually behind them, Davis really, really shone. In terms of the rest of the team, did think about maybe bringing Panny into the team, especially because I have promised him he'll be playing more football. But to be honest, I'm really enjoying watching Abubakari and Donald play alongside one another. Donald always coming short, can put some really good balls into the box, as we saw last game. And Abubakari, he's just a little bit of a buzzy bee. He does lots of running around. He's got great pace, great stamina, really good work rate and teamwork. And he just does a lot of the dirty work for us in the midfield, which I do really appreciate. So yeah, we're going to look in the exact same team that played that previous match and hope they can just, repeat what we saw against Derby. Another 5-0 would be nice. Although maybe being a tad realistic for a moment, just a win would be nice, really. A win would be appreciated. MK Dons have copied our homework. Look at their formation. Does that look familiar to anyone else? Looks a little bit familiar to me. In another episode of Jack Gives You Betting Tips, bet 0-0 on this game because both teams have got so many players behind the ball. It's a mirror matchup. I don't remember having a mirror matchup with this system yet. I suppose we'll see what happens. Williams with a free kick. I'll tell you what, this is from a long way out, and for a moment I started to dream. I started to believe it was possible. Sadly, keeper has collected it. Bain with the ball, laying it back to the goalkeeper in Sinisalo. MK Dons, of course, playing that similar shape and system to us. We should know what to expect here. And I'll tell you what, Jones has made a great run forward. He's laid it to McKenzie. And, I mean, if you were hoping for a repeat of the Derby game, it's not happening. Just as a reminder, MK Dons have won 2 games all season. They lead here inside the first 15 minutes. And, I mean, we've just been undone by a really good run, to be fair. Jones brought it forward. And then I think McKenzie stole it off his teammate's toes. But you know what? I don't think Jones is going to be too annoyed because the finish at the end of it was rather good. He smashed that into the top corner. Right, we find ourselves down a goal, but we have fought back from behind on a number of occasions this year to salvage points. I'd like to think in this kind of situation we can actually salvage the win, but it's going to be a long road from here. Let's see if we can make something happen immediately. Abubakari playing it down the line to Haddo. Back with Abubakari, who's going to play it inside, and for a moment I thought Williams with his crazy pace and acceleration, was going to be able to get on the end of it. Sadly, the ball just beyond his reach. Now, MK Dons, I mean, are they looking to go short? The keeper looks confused as to what to do here. Doesn't look like they've got the roll it out instruction on with the way that ball's been lumped forward, but maybe they don't need it on. I thought for a moment we were going to be under threat yet again, but Aboubakari's played in Williams. We saw him nearly get one already, and on this occasion, he's tried to dink it, having finally gotten the end of one of those balls, and he's dinked it straight into the keeper's hands, and I'm upset. We're back in possession with just over 10 minutes left of this half. Thomas back to Tejera. Tejera in possession, back to Thomas, who, well, he's going to go long for it. I wouldn't normally enjoy this, but Williams is a bit of a pain in the butt for defences to deal with because he can actually win those balls. On this occasion, we're not so lucky, but we're back with the ball at the back. Tejera, Thomas, Donald. Of course, Donald does that deep line playmaker, comes a little bit shorter to get the ball than Aboubakari, but both our centre mids opening themselves up here. And while we're looking to get it forward to Williams again, the game plan is very apparent here. Get it to Williams, get it to him quickly, then make something happen. There's a chance, it's blocked. And I think that was actually a closer chance than I realised. Davies with the effort from inside the penalty area. It was blocked away. And then Haddo, oh my word. Jay, do not get sent off in this game. He's had a good half so far. Don't need him murdering players from behind. Okay, half-time in this game. 1-0 down. MK Dons haven't done a lot. We've not done a great deal either. I feel like both systems kind of cancelling one another out. And given how they're playing, I am going to change things up going into this second half. Now, I am going to take a little bit of a gamble here. I'm going to attempt to overwhelm their centre-backs and two defensive mids. And in order to do that, we're going to change the system up. I say a little bit, it's going to be changed up quite a lot here. I'm going to switch a couple of players around. We're going to go with another shadow striker, and we're going to go with Brandon Charles, and we're going to go with this narrow 4-2-3-1. And what I'm really looking to do is just find like an opening, try and really overwhelm their players in the middle. Going to tell the players to attempt to force the play through the middle as well. Their defensive midfielders are causing us issues. We made some similar changes, you might remember, last year. I think when we played MK Dons, we made these changes where we try and really pen back their centre mids. We're going to attempt that again here. We've had a lot of the ball. This half, we need to do a little bit more with it. I just noticed here, I took off Tejera whilst in autopilot. Tejera's not coming off. Bobby Thomas, sorry, mate. You're the man making way. We're going to a 4 at the back. I feel dirty. This is one of the few games this season where I feel like we have to really go for it as a team. There's a lot of games this year where I'm kind of happy to sit back, wait for other teams to make mistakes, but finding ourselves a goal down against the team who are bottom, who are playing a very similar system to us, I feel like we're just not going to find a breakthrough. So we're going to change things up here. We have so much of talent in the final third, so many great attacking midfielders who can also play as shadow strikers and just, well, regular strikers. I think there's an opportunity to make something happen here, and while there might be a chance here, because Burstow is playing it into Williams, who gets dispossessed. I'll tell you what, for a moment, I thought we were about to reap the rewards for the changes that we'd made almost immediately. Only 7 minutes played this half. Why is Brandon Charles at centre-back? And Tejera's playing... I mean, we've scored, but that... I definitely didn't leave it like that, did I? I'm going to have to go back and watch the video and editing. 100% sure that Charles was at shadow striker and Tejera was at centre-back. You guys can go back and check. Am I going crazy? I might be. Doesn't matter. We scored with Brandon Charles playing centre-back. We will remember this day in Parts of Prem history. The day that Brandon Charles played centre-back for 7 minutes. Doesn't matter. We got a goal. Okay, MK Dons with a goal kick. I mean, this is immediately after they've just conceded that they've got a goal kick. So evidently we are getting the ball forward. But on this occasion, they're getting it forward. And Benjamin has... I'll tell you what, I think the blood's rushed to his head there. He's tried to chip our keeper when he's not off the line. And I'm not a professional footballer. That doesn't strike me as a good idea. Look at us working this ball here. Mackenzie at left back. Davies hits it from range. Oh my word. He hadn't scored until the previous game. Now he's hitting the woodwork from outside the box. Going to get a few fresh legs, I think, into this team. I'm going to take off Aboubakari, which is a tad unfortunate for him, but I'm going to bring in Pani, I think. Elsewhere, I'm going to bring in Kamara. I am going to take off Williams, who was having an okay game, but has kind of faded out the match a little bit as things have gone on. Kamara is going to come in and play at centre attack in mid behind Burstow. It's a bit unfortunate, really, that Burstow can't play centre attack in mid, but all our other strikers can. so it's fine. Plenty of fresh legs in the midfield. I mean, there is a temptation to take off Percy Donald as well, but you know what? I think we're going to stick with those changes for now. Throwing on the far side, need another goal. 20 minutes left. We've been on the front foot for much of this second half. We've had plenty of the action when it comes to highlights, but we are going to leave ourselves exposed at the back, and I'll tell you what, this is not a sight I want to see. Benjamin is bearing down on goal. No one really around him. Do not foul him, although he squares it. Donald puts in a heroic tackle. I mean, Donald only has like 5 or 6 tackling. He's not a tackler for a defensive midfielder, but he's won the ball there, and now we're looking to catch them on the break. Burstow! I mean, he has to hit the target there, doesn't he, really? We've had 65% of the ball here. We are dominating possession, and yet MK Dons have a corner. That fills me with dread. Smith over it, looking to get it into the box. The rain is pouring down. It's going to be headed, and I'll tell you what, that is a whisker away from going under the crossbar. I just remembered we've got another game today. This game has had a lot of highlights for a 1-1. It's been an action-packed 1-1, and I feel like there's still another goal in this game for someone. Burstow to Charles. He's bringing it forward for us. Inside to Panny. Could play in Burstow. Does play in Burstow. Should score it. Does score it. 6th goal of the season. That is a monstrous comeback to make here. Some bold decisions made. And I tell you what, I'm breathing more of a sigh of relief there than anything else, because we've been under the cosh. They've had a few chances themselves. Finally, our attacking play has, seen us find a breakthrough. It was a really good finish, actually, by Burstow. Criticised him for the last one. Won't criticise him for that. With that goal now scored, I am gonna go back to what we've been playing ordinarily. Panny is going to have to play out of position, but he needs to learn to play the role and position anyway, so he'll learn on the job. I'm just going to change some of the instructions that we altered as well. Just tell the players to slow the play down that little bit more. Roll it out. Distribute it slowly. Slow the pace. Don't distribute quickly. That'd be mental. I know people are going to be shouting at me thinking, Jack, why would you make all those changes? But I feel like it's just the sensible thing to do. This is a shape and system defensively in terms of the final third. Oh, not the final third. The first third? Why is it called the final third? Why is the first third not called the first third? For non-football fans, the final third is like the attacking third of the pitch, but you don't call your own half the first third. But in this instance, I'm going to call it the first third. We've not changed the shape of the first third. It's what we know and are used to, so it should be fine. What a convoluted piece of commentary. Burstow, bail me out, son. It's a shocking touch, but I'll tell you what, Mackenzie's there, putting in Burstow in off the post. It's another goal for him. Justifying his inclusion. It's a hat-trick in this game. He was denied it last game by the flag. Doesn't matter, he's got one here. Just as a reminder, this man was playing for Newport County in the National League last year. He was top goal scorer in the National League, mind you. He's grabbed a hat-trick here, and after a rough start to the season, he's suddenly coming good today. 4 minutes of added time, not nervous here with 2 goal cushion. We are happy, we are done. It is 2 wins in a row, it's 2 massive results. Burstow getting a hat-trick is what we absolutely love to see. And now, I know there's not too much pressure on this next game, which, I mean, to be honest, is a little bit of a relief, because Hull right now are up in 6th place. As for ourselves, all of a sudden, we're in 14th. To all the Burstow haters out there, I will accept your written apologies in the post. Look at him. I mean, I say look at him like he's a great player. He's okay. Like he's suddenly he's scoring goals. That makes me happy. He's put in 3 really good performances. I'm going to hope he can make it a 4th in a row. Hull next. Probably the more challenging of all the games we've had today, but there is a lot less pressure on it, as I've already mentioned. I mean, we're in 14th. We're 8 points clear of the drop. No chance we're going down now, right? I know that if we now go down, people are going to write, remember that time in the episode where Jack said he wasn't going down? Look, don't do it. Future people, future viewers, if I go down, do not write that. It'll upset me. Now, like I already said, our next opposition is Hull City. It is an away day, so look forward to that. That game is coming your way on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. We have 4 days to recover. And, well, I'm going to just hope we can put in a similar performance to the one that we've seen here, because so far, we've been absolutely immense. Okay, away day fans, the moment you've been waiting for, not the away day to Hull, necessarily, just an away day at all. Of course, we are heading to Humberside and to Hull, and to the MKM Stadium, although what I will say is, if you're ever in Hull, you should go to the Deep. I've not been in a decade, but good aquarium. Yeah, there is my tourist endorsement of the day. Yesterday it was Blackpool Pleasure Beach, today it's the Deep. I'll tell you what, the local tourism boards really should be paying me more for these endorsements. Anyway, I have been to the MKM Stadium. It used to be called the KC Stadium, which is what I know it as, and it's been Hull's home for, I think, over 2 decades at this point, certainly close to that. It's a cool stadium. It's in a park, literally in a park. Is there car parking? Well, I'll tell you what, yes, there is. Is it the most satisfying car park in the world? Not really. I kind of wish it was more curved around the edge of the stadium. But as far as car parks go that we've seen in recent away days, it is undoubtedly an improvement. Also, look, there's an aviary next to the stadium, and also the West Park Kids Kingdom. Can we look at the West Park Kids Kingdom? We can't. I'm sad. You know the car park's good because someone took a picture of the car park, which, to be fair, when it comes to all the staff parking that's numbered, it is actually curved around the stadium. So I will rescind some of my previous criticisms. Does anyone else get annoyed when stadiums change their names? I always just call them by the wrong names. I mean, no offence. Also, why are there so many portaloos outside? Do the toilets in the stadium just not work or something? If you were wondering, 24 portaloos there. I did just spend time counting them all. Here we have the club shop. It's not a mega store, it's a superstore. You see, Hull, they know that mega would be an exaggeration, unlike the liars over at Nottingham Forest. I think our big hope today is maybe to get some drone footage. There is one dot on the pitch. Is it drone footage? I think it might be, everyone. And here we have it. Okay, this is better, isn't it? We can actually see what the roof looks like. So the roof does look pretty cool here. And all around, you can see the lovely city of Hull. I say lovely. Has anyone referred to Hull as lovely before? I'll tell you, Hull's nice. Hull is actually nice. What is this? Is there a fun fair or a circus going on? Uncharted territory here. Does something like a circus that's only around a few weeks of the year, does that count into my scoring of the away day? I mean, it's not permanent. I'm not sure it can count. That might have to go to the jury. I have found one other spot in the stadium where you can see there was a rugby game going on. So yeah, no football here. Kind of reminds me a bit of Brighton Stadium. I don't mean that as a dig. It's a bit smaller than Brighton's ground, but it has the same energy. Brighton fans, Hull fans, you can tell me if you agree or disagree with that. I mean, first and foremost, high quality circular car park around the edge. Secondly, you can do laps around it on the bike. Besides that though, it is a little bit soulless. I like the location though in a park. I don't know, that makes me feel happy for some reason. So with that in mind, I'm going to give Hull City and the MKM Stadium a rather generous 5.5 out of 10. I don't know if anyone's ever been so positive about the place of Hull. I'm hoping that if we win this game, I'll be even more positive about it, but it is realistically going to be a tricky game. Hull City languishing on the edge of the playoffs. They are only 9 points ahead of us. Maybe we could make the... Let's be realistic. If we stay up, I'll be very happy with that. This game here will be tough. So I'm going to make one little change for this game. I am just going to give Panny some game time. This isn't necessarily a game that we go into and I expect us to win. At the same time, though, Panny is unhappy. I need to give him some football or he is going to kick up a stink, and he is a useful squad player for us. In terms of the rest of the team, though, Thomas is not going to be playing at centre-back. I am going to bring Wayne Beckford in against my better judgment. He's a very, very naughty boy and he gets sent off too much, but we do get all the green links between our defenders. And that does make me feel warm and fuzzy like here. So, yeah, this is the team we're going to go with. Could argue it's a bit harsh on Abu Kamara that he's not in the team, but based on what we've just seen from Burstow, kind of difficult to justify including him in the starting 11 today. Hull City are playing a 4-3-3. I do feel like we line up against that system fairly well defensively. I don't want to say that too loudly, but I think this is the kind of system we can work quite well against and what we could have an early chance here. Burstow through to Williams, and he's kicked it straight at the keeper. I feel like Williams has missed a lot of one-on-ones. I feel like the last few games, we've seen the goals kind of just come flying in. This needs to be one of those 1-0 games for us. We can't do what we've done in the last 2 games against many teams in this league. Derby County and MK Dons probably the exceptions rather than the rules. Not having quite as much of the ball in this game as I would like. That said, there has not been a great deal happen in the opening half an hour here. That is kind of to our benefit. With their lone striker in kind of winger and inside forward, I feel like with the sheer number of players we've got at the back, they are going to struggle to find a way through from open play. Set pieces, though, could be another story. Amika Biref, who scored in the game where we met Hull previously about a month ago, he scored again here from a free kick. It was Alvarado with the ball in, and then Biref heads it in. Could Rigby have done better? Maybe. Okay, half-time here, 1-0. Not necessarily a disastrous half. What I would say is we had a few chances early on, then nothing happened, and they scored, and then actually from there, they did get a little bit of momentum in their favour. I am going to make an early change here. Pani, I am going to take off for Abubakari. Elsewhere in the team, I don't want to be too reactionary, but you know what? Williams, off you come for Kamara. We're going to try the Kamara-Burstow partnership. We have got a game 2 days after this match, so a little bit of rotation here and there isn't necessarily a bad thing. Early changes, perhaps in our interest. Set piece for us. Scotty Williams floating it in, and well, it's half dealt with by Barrett, but only as far as Scott Williams, who's going to mop up the pieces yet again. Abubakari to Jay Haddo, the right back, trying to pick out Burstow there after his hat-trick last game. Was kind of hoping to see him on the score sheet again here, but well, so far in this game, he's been a little bit quiet. Obviously, now he's moved over to the right side of our striking setup with Kamara coming on, playing as a pressing forward. Hopefully, he's going to be able to cause some issues over there as well. We might have a chance here. Kamara, fresh off the bench, on his left foot. Can he get it into a dangerous area? We've got some good players in the air. Burstow is one of them. And I'll tell you what, that header was not far wide of the post. Kamara on the near side, laying it back. Ball chipped towards Burstow. Crump turns with the ball in his own box. I'll tell you what, if I was the Hull manager, not something I would enjoy to see, much like I'm not enjoying seeing Rigby 30 yards out from goal. He should not be there. He is not a sweeper keeper at heart. I know we play him as a sweeper keeper on defend. Not to do that. Burstow, we play you as a striker to score that. Not miss it. I can't help but feel like that was a really good opportunity. Match momentum, though, has certainly shifted in our favour in this half. The changes we've made have looked good. I think the addition of Abubakari to the midfield just helps us win that battle a little bit, to be honest. I think it might be time to make a few more changes here. Brian Davis has been quiet. Let's bring in Brandon Charles. Elsewhere, Bobby Thomas is going to come in, I think, for Tejera. Tejera's not having a good game by his own standards. Don't really want to risk going down a man here. And also, Tejera, very, very valuable to our team. With his injury proneness, knowing that we've got a lot of games running up in the near future, probably wise to manage his minutes a little bit. Okay, just over 15 minutes left this game. We're going to go a little bit more direct in our play. I am going to ask the players to distribute the ball quickly, or rather the goalkeeper to distribute the ball quickly. Don't really want to go all-out attack here, but I might change some centre-mid stuff in a moment. But not before we see this highlight with Bellingham in the ball. That is Jobe Bellingham, not Jude Bellingham, just for people wondering at home. Kamara, Burstow, hits the post. It trickles across the face of goal, and that could have, maybe on another day would have been a goal, but somehow it's not gone in. Okay, we're going to change things up here. Donald is going to play as a centre mid on attack. That is something that he can do. Abubakari, by comparison, is going to play as a ball-winning midfielder for us. Going to commit a few more men further forward in the middle. Elsewhere, I am going to get rid of look for the overlap. That will still see our wing-backs overlap. What it does mean is the players in the narrow areas will just not hold the ball for as long, waiting for them to get forward. Obviously, if you're trying to play more direct and try and get the ball forward a little bit quicker, having players wait on the ball for wing-backs to get in position isn't exactly ideal. Anyway, we've dealt with an initial corner here, maybe a chance on the counter-attack. Kind of surprised by how many players Hull have thrown forward here. Kamara, though, caught in possession. Still going to work hard to maybe try and get it back, but it is Hull in possession once more. 3 minutes plus any added time left in this game. If we want to make a comeback, we really need a goal sooner rather than later. Another goal for Hull probably would be the misery compiler, the goal that really sees this game out. And well, they could have a chance here. Ebby away, ghosts inside. We were caught in possession. It's 2-0 Hull. And, well, if there was a chance of us getting back into this game, it probably has just vanished. Hull City in the playoffs. Would have loved to have taken the game to them a little bit more. I say that like we've not hit the woodwork and had that half kind of chance where it rolled across the line for Burstow at 1-0. That goes in, completely different story. Unfortunately, they've got that second goal as we've thrown a few men forward. And I think that is going to be that. 4 minutes of added time. They are trickling away. But you know what? This result, it's not going to get me down. It's still been an immense set of results for us in this episode. Some okay performances from the players. I don't feel like we were completely outclassed, even as the away team against superior opposition. And if we just get a little look at the league table here, we only moved down to 16th. We're still in a good little spot. Derby County looking like the team to be fearful of. Salford, praise them a lot. They are now struggling down in 21st all of a sudden. So with today's games, we have now passed the halfway point in the season, and to find ourselves in 16th place, I think is about as good as we could have hoped for. To be honest, I'm rather happy with it. Gonna hope that we can keep that momentum going into next episode. Now, in terms of next episode, we have got the January transfer window coming. I have absolutely no money. I mean, the scouting budget's negative, the wage budget's negative. I've got £820 transfer budget. Don't think there's going to be a load of dealings going on next month. With that in mind, I do think it's unlikely we'll be back next time in January. More than likely, we will return in the month of February. Not entirely sure which away day we're going to do of the games in February. You'll have to tune in next time to find out. To end things today, a look at our youth intake that's upcoming. This is the first year in 10 years where it's not been a 1-star intake. Now, it's a below average intake, so take that as you will. The Derby County results today and the MK Dons results today, absolutely massive. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as much as I did. If you did, don't forget to like the video. We're back tomorrow with more Park to Prem action. Until then, take it easy. It is me, Jack, and I'll see you all on the next one. I'm out.